Coming up on City Beat, a grand opening ceremony for a grand downtown building. We'll take you inside the new Nevada Supreme Court modeled after an old stately building. Plus, whether you love football or not, our community is about to feel the impact of becoming Raider Nation. We take a look back at how this came to be and ahead at how it is expected to affect redevelopment and our economic picture. And the interactive games and activities taking place on this iPad have a serious purpose. Find out about the multiple sclerosis performance test at Cleveland Clinic and why it will be an important tool in detecting and treating MS. Hi, everybody, and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host, Nancy Byrne, and we are coming to you from the Gary Reese Freedom Park. It's one of the older parks in the city, but it's also one of the largest with a lot of new amenities. We're going to show you around a little bit later on. But first, the Nevada Supreme Court has officially moved out of the Regional Justice Center and into a new home in downtown Las Vegas. Sue Levitt was there for the grand opening and gives us a peek inside.
It's official! Yeah!
The Nevada Supreme Court justices are officially hearing arguments in this brand new, beautiful building just down the street from the Regional Justice Center and around the corner from the new federal building, an area the mayor is referring to as the Corridor of Justice.
This is the strongest piece of our corridor of justice down here in the heart of Las Vegas, and we couldn't have been more proud. What a day.
A day filled with celebration as the doors open to the new Supreme Court building, a two-story white marble-faced structure that has elements modeled after the United States Supreme Court.
And you couldn't get a better place. I mean, it's historic. This is a historic building, and it's just a diamond for downtown. It really is.
Abby Silver is the chief judge of the Nevada Court of Appeals, a panel of 3 judges that were recently appointed to the Supreme Court to help hear cases and eliminate backlog.
We outgrew the penthouse, so to speak, the 17th floor. Our offices were really, we were all over the place. We couldn't really function in there. And so, especially with the Court of Appeals having been established.
The wood paneling, red velvet curtains, and red stadium chairs are all elements designed after the very first United States Supreme Court and give the courtroom a distinctive feel. The courthouse also features offices and chambers for the justices and appeals judges.
I really think this is going to be something for all of our city to take pride in. This is absolutely magnificent, this building. It's absolutely beautiful. You just can't get any better than this.
And just as beautiful on the outside, the new courthouse was built by EHB companies and is going to be leased by the judiciary. The new building is about 11,000 square feet bigger than the space the court shared at the RJC just down the street. And by leasing the new space here, the court is expected to save about $500,000 over the next 9 years.
A quintessential pinnacle of architectural purpose and design dedicated to justice in our great state of Nevada, and admired, I am sure, this will be throughout our nation.
And Madam Mayor, I want to congratulate you with what's happening in downtown, and this courthouse will be the perfect complement to what is happening there. It will add to the reputation of Las Vegas, representing the timeless and steadfast ideals of law and equal justice, ideals which are the pillars of any civil society and ensure the resilience of our republic.
For City Beat, I'm Sue Levitt.
Thank you, Sue Levitt, for that story. Well, in case you hadn't heard, the Raiders are coming to town. That's right, the NFL gave the thumbs up last month for them to relocate from Oakland to Las Vegas in the next couple of years. There were some twists and turns in the road getting them here, so we talked to Mayor Carolyn Goodman about how we landed an NFL team and a local economist on what kind of impact it will have on our community. This was the scene across the city of Las Vegas and the surrounding community March 27th. That was the day it was announced the Oakland Raiders received the okay from the NFL to pack up and move to Las Vegas. But this day was many years in the making. In fact, it could actually date back to when a brand new Mayor Oscar Goodman said, to be a great city, we need to be safe, have great medical care, culture, and a professional sports team.
But one of the reasons I ran was to continue the vision that he had, but also this was a piece of it. So I have always been bent on trying to pursue major league sports in the city.
But our current mayor, Carolyn Goodman, says wanting it and getting it has been quite the roller coaster ride with many stops and starts. When Governor Brian Sandoval signed legislation during a special session in October of 2016 to build a stadium and expand our convention center, those in favor of the Raiders moving here were encouraged. But then,
and I know you recall this, Sheldon Adelson said, I am taking my $650 off the table, which left the whole thing in limbo until the Raiders were able to find financing.
Which they did. So again, we move forward. City leaders and local economists say whether you like football or not, this is a huge victory for our community.
Yeah, we do expect they're going to be significant. Anytime you have a $1.9 billion investment in your community, it's going to be of significant economic impact.
Let's just start with construction jobs to expand the convention center and build the stadium.
We know, for example, that the construction industry was the hardest hit by the economic downturn. As a matter of fact, we in this community, lost 2 out of every 3. That's 66% of construction workers were displaced during the economic downturn. From that perspective, the fact that we're putting construction workers back to work is incredibly important for this community.
Aguirre says nearly 50 events will take place at the stadium each year, from Raiders and UNLV games to concerts, bringing in more and more tourists.
30% of our economy directly supported by visitors' choices to get on a plane or get in a car and come to Southern Nevada. 150,000 hotel rooms, the second busiest origination and destination airport in the United States. And every one of those visitors spends somewhere between $650 and $750 per person per trip.
And let that ripple effect continue to widen, and you have what he calls indirect and induced impact on the economy.
Think about everybody that will supply goods and services, from security to silverware to food to the stadium. All of those business, many of which will be located in Southern Nevada, will add more employees, get more sales, all of those type of things. Then we think about all of the folks that work either for the stadium or benefit from that visitor spending that we were just talking about. Those are wages and salaries that they go back to their communities.
How could it get any better? Well, according to Mayor Carolyn Goodman, it could get better if the stadium were built downtown.
And what we have in the downtown is we already have the infrastructure in place at Cashman, 52 acres with adjoining acreage that perhaps could amount to just under 100 acres that we could contribute to the project to build a stadium.
She says there would be space for 40,000 parking spots, and with Project Neon, there would be 7 access points to the stadium. She believes the construction downtown would be faster and a lot less expensive. The ride to get the Raiders here was bumpy, with several starts and stops. Deciding where the stadium will be built will likely have its own bumps in the road. Meanwhile, many community leaders, economists, and of course football fans believe there's still plenty to celebrate while we work our way through that next phase. This, of course, comes on the heels of the NHL approving a team for Las Vegas. The Golden Knights will start playing later this year. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, this may look like games on an iPad, but it could very well have a major role in the treatment of a neurological disease. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Melissa Evans. Melissa is a senior economic development specialist. She was instrumental in our Economic and Urban Development Department receiving a very prestigious accreditation from the International Economic Development Council. It was recently announced that the City of Las Vegas has been recognized as an accredited economic development organization. Now, to obtain this accreditation, an organization must undergo an extensive process as well as vetting by the International Economic Development Council. Less than 1% of economic development organizations in the United States has achieved this designation and honor. Earning this accreditation assures our community their business is in good hands. Congratulations to Melissa Evans, the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew she was special.
Welcome back to City Beat from Gary Reese Freedom Park. You know, so often advancements in medicine rely heavily on the cooperation of volunteers to participate in studies. We happen to have one of the most outstanding medical facilities right here in our backyard, Cleveland Clinic Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health. Right now they're conducting a study that could make a tremendous difference in the detection and treatment of multiple sclerosis. There is a disease that can unexpectedly and unpredictably show up in what appears to be a perfectly healthy person. It's multiple sclerosis, a disease of the central nervous system that disrupts activity in the brain and body. And it is the subject of a study being conducted here at the Cleveland Clinic Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health. It's a multi-site study, but was developed by the Cleveland Clinic. It's called the Multiple Sclerosis Performance Test, or MSPT.
That was actually invented at the Cleveland Clinic at the main campus with the overarching goal of transforming the way that we take care of our patients in day-to-day real-world practice.
For this one, I need you to get both of your pointer fingers, press and hold those blue rectangles for me.
Kristen Nance is a neuropsychology technician and MSPT study coordinator. She demonstrated on me how the test is conducted.
The iPad portion probably takes about half an hour, but typically we start the visit by asking a couple of other questionnaires such as mood and emotion assessments, as well as a brief medical history. So in total, the visit would probably be about an hour.
Researchers are hoping the ease and speediness of the test will encourage more people to participate in the study. 2 groups are needed at sites across the country. One group is what you might call the control group, those with healthy cognitive abilities or those who do not have MS. The other group consists of multiple sclerosis patients. Dr. Sarah Banks, also part of the study, explains why all ages and backgrounds are needed in both groups.
The team who are leading the study up in Cleveland, Dr. Steve Rayo and his team, are being very, very thorough in that they're getting the entire lifespan, and they're getting large numbers of people in each lifespan, different people of different backgrounds, different race, different education level, so that we can really be specific in who we're comparing people to. So you're not comparing kind of apples and oranges.
In other words, comparing a 27-year-old woman to a 70-year-old man would provide less accurate data.
Different tasks affect the brain in different ways, and sort of as you get older, some things slow down, other things stay the same, some things even get better. So we do want to have the full lifespan to compare people against.
The study is expected to wrap up by the end of 2017, but this test will continue to be used on multiple sclerosis patients long after the study is concluded to help fine-tune treatment for patients and to continue to gather research.
Every single time our patients come in and see the healthcare provider, we are going to ask that our patients go through the motions of completing the MSPT assessment so that over time we'll be able to get individual data points and graph their progress over time. And we'll be able to help determine whether the treatment they are on is actually working for them based on those simple tests that they do that takes 30 minutes before the visit.
Like all neurological diseases treated and researched here, the Cleveland Clinic Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health staff knows the importance of continuing to fight for better treatment and hopefully cures while making sure the patients' families are never left out.
We really do realize that all of the diseases we treat here don't just affect that one individual, the patient. They affect the people who take care of that patient, who love that patient, who spend time with them. And we really want to make sure that we take care of all of those people, not just the one individual who actually has the diagnosis.
When a person has a neurological disease, as that disease progresses, it starts to affect different mental and physical functions. Now, being able to keep track of the progress on this iPad test helps doctors build the best team for the best quality of life. If you would like more information on the study or even being part of it, you can call 702-483-6027. You know, when someone has served our country, you would think the least we could do is serve them nutritious meals every day. Many organizations in our community do just that. One of them is the nonprofit agency U.S. Vets. But ever since they opened their doors in 2001, it's been a challenge with a tiny little kitchen. Well, that all changed recently. These are just some of the veterans who rely on 3 meals a day at the U.S. Vets Transitional Housing Complex. But the breakfast served up on April 5th was a special one for sure. It was a celebration of a commercial-grade kitchen that the U.S. Vet staff waited for nearly 16 years, ever since the day they welcomed their first veterans.
So we opened our doors here September 8th, 2001, just 3 days before the attacks on the World Trade Center, not knowing that years later we would be housing veterans who would serve from that era.
Executive Director Shalimar Cabrera told the crowd here joining in the celebration the building used to be a comfort inn, and they inherited it all, including a very small kitchen where they struggled to feed the veterans who are working to get back on their feet while living here. So it was way past time to officially start cooking in their new commercial-grade kitchen. Just take a look inside. The labor, the equipment, the appliances all came together thanks to Home Aid Southern Nevada.
This kitchen was an amazing effort of over 40 trades and our build captain from Woodside Homes, Jim Foltz, to come together and create a commercial kitchen space for these veterans to cook and to have camaraderie and to really bring together this community of veterans to be in a place that is clean, safe, and dignified.
A new large kitchen was at the top of the wish list here for many reasons.
When you have a fully operational kitchen, you can give them more variety in their meals. You can store more things, so you have the ability to accept fresh produce and eggs and cook hot meals, 3 meals a day, which they have never had before. And you can also teach them the skills that they can use, culinary skills, how to operate a kitchen, how to serve each other.
Chef Arita Peterson intends to make the most of her new surroundings, cooking and instructing.
My background is in the culinary field over 30 years, so I spoke about doing a training program where I can teach them in the culinary field so that it help them go out and secure jobs because they have a training in that field.
For the veterans and those who are helping them get back on track, this kitchen will help provide a hand up. To the selfless men and women of Home Aid Southern Nevada, it was simply the right thing to do.
We walked into the existing space, and I can tell you, and it speaks to the generosity of the home building industry, these men and women took one look at this kitchen and said, this is unacceptable for our veterans. They have given so much to this country, so much to our community, and this is our chance to give back to them. So this kitchen is a small token of gratitude to the men and women who have bravely served this country.
That U.S. Vets complex actually houses veterans who used to be homeless on our streets and are now getting their lives back in order. Apparently, many of them will be working in the culinary industry. When we come back, we're going to welcome 21 new Las Vegas Fire and Rescue firefighters. But as we go to break, we're going to join Mayor Carolyn Goodman and former Mayor Oscar Goodman as they welcome Wahlburgers to our community.
We're waiting for the opening, grand opening of the Wahlburgers hamburger, and I have no idea. We're in this gorgeous van with my handsome husband and my beautiful assistant liaison, Mark Kaufman.
Oh, and now we're locked in.
Now we're closed off.
We can never
so
get out
I'm going
now.
to sit down
We're
and
captives.
see where we're going.
We're captives. We're waiting.
We're going somewhere. I'm the mayor. How are you? Nice
Mayor,
to
how are
see
you?
you.
Pleasure. Thank you for having
We
me.
brought you 18 mayors Goodman. 18 years of Mayor Goodman.
How are you? Nice seeing you. Oscar. Good seeing you. You know, we're so excited to be in Las Vegas.
Well, I
Greatest city in
so.
the world.
Tell me, you need a restaurant downtown, though, too.
Yes.
In the heart of the city.
Okay, we're ready. Real quick, you ready?
Yeah. We take it.
Are you not ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I, therefore, the mayor of the city of Las Vegas, County of Clark, state of Nevada, hereby proudly proclaim March 28, 2017 as Wahlburgers Day in the city of Las Vegas.
Okay, Simon, what do people wear?
Clothes.
That's right. So it's important to learn how to dress yourself. Here's how it's done. Shirt, underwear, pants, socks, shoes. Underwear, always first, name tag on the back. Then pants and shirt. Go ahead and put this on. Now with the shirt, you want to make sure the first button's right or you have to start all over again, okay? Socks left on left, right on right. Tying the shoes, we're gonna take the laces, we're gonna cross them over, we're gonna turn around where the bunny goes down in the hole, pull it tight, and bunny ears. Got it?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we have pep talkers standing by to get you motivated for your GED diploma. Text the name Terry to 69222 for a sympathetic pep talk.
You show people what you really are.
Or for a gentle pep talk, text the name Deborah.
You know you're going to make people very proud of you.
And if that's not enough, text the name Danny for an extreme pep talk.
Prove everyone wrong. Show them you're the boss.
Get your GED pep talk and find free GED classes. Text the name of the person you want a pep talk from to 69222.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to City Beat from Gary Reese Freedom Park. We have 21 new firefighters. Las Vegas Fire and Rescue's latest class just graduated on April 6th. Now, we here at KCLV TV follow them through their very grueling training. And Eric Sorensen shoots that video and then is in charge of putting together another video for their graduation. We want to give you a peek at that and say way to go to our newest firefighters.
Las Vegas Firefighters, Local 1285 Honor Guard. Attend, hut, carry, colors. Mark time! Mark! Forward! Mark!
Recruits, we've arrived today at the beginning of your career of service as a Las Vegas firefighter. We've tested you, asked you for your full engagement and effort over the past 22 weeks of training, instruction, and guidance, and we stretched you in some cases even further than you thought you could go.
Flashover chamber. Okay, so it's built of two sections. There's a top section, which is our classroom, right? That's where we're going to see all of the science. Then there is a below grade area where we're going to be sitting. Temperatures are going to be different. So what we're looking for in the flashover is a small, controlled atmosphere that we can see what is going to happen if things go sideways. This is something that you don't ever want to see.
And that I will well and faithfully perform
I will well and faithfully perform
all the duties of this position in which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
RTO Jones, dismiss the class.
Class of 2000. 2017-1 Smoking Aces, you are dismissed. Sir, yes, sir!
Once again, congratulations. Well, the primary elections were recently held, and there were several city spots on the ballot. Well, the votes have been canvassed, and it looks like there's only going to be 3 moving forward to the general election. Here are the results. Don't forget, the general election is June 13th. Get out there and vote. Well, as promised, we're going to give you a quick look around Gary Reese Freedom Park. Gary Reese Freedom Park is 68 acres of fun or relaxation. Whatever sport you love, you're likely to find it here. There are several soccer fields used for organized teams or just some friends to head out and kick a ball around. There's a playground for the little ones with shade to protect them from the direct sun and a soft ground to protect their little knees. If swimming is your sport, the park has you covered there as well, with several water features. There's also a skate park that's actually fairly new and is always filled with kids of all ages trying out new tricks. One of the biggest features in the park is the Big League Dreams Park, home of several baseball fields modeled after the big-time famous ball fields like Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. Of course, not everyone is into sports, so if you're just looking for a place to kick back and relax under beautiful mature shade trees or some great walking paths for a morning stroll, Gary Reese Freedom Park can accommodate you as well. The park is located at Mojave and Washington. Well, as we go to close, we want to take you out to Floydland Park at Tule Springs for the Spring Fling and Foster Connect. See you for the next City Beat.